Hello and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I am Rebecca Felgate, your hostess with the mostess facts, and we are talking the top 10 scary Californian urban legends part 3. You mad lads wanted a third part and I am here giving it to you. But before we get into this video, why don't you guys let me know what your best holiday / vacation has ever been? I had a great trip to Montreal with King Danny Burke this year, but we also took a lot of most amazing top 10 trips to California. We went to VidCon, it was a good time, I might even mention it in this list. Ooh. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, please do leave a thumbs up on this video, just makes us feel good. Check out the links to our most amazing Instagrams in the description box and stick around to the end to hear some replies to your beautiful comments. Coming in at number 10, we have the Flying Monkeys of Napa Valley. I've always wanted to visit the Napa Valley because wine. I love wine. People across the world have probably heard or even tasted the Californian wine made here, but most of you probably will never have heard of rebobs, legendary flying monkeys, or robots, or something in between. They are most frequently sighted around Patrick Road outside of Napa itself. Now, according to local law, the rebobs were made by a mad scientist who tried to combine humans with monkeys, although some believe that they're robots created by the government as a distraction from a doomsday bunker they were building nearby. Some say the monkeys hunt teenagers craving young flesh to satisfy their appetites. All pretty wild theories. Coming into number 9, we have the Witch of the Black Diamond Mines. It is said that the Black Diamond Mines of the Mount Diablo coalfield is home to the ghost of a girl named Mary. It seems in the 1870s Mary was a nanny, but several of the children that she cared for died of illnesses or completely unknown causes. Mary was then accused of being a witch by the mining community, who hung her with little semblance of a trial. The town did claim that they found evidence of sorcery rituals at her home, but who knows back then? Honestly, they just burn the witches, except they hung her. What locals do know is that her spirit still haunts the mine to this day, and it is said to be angry. Mary wants revenge, and I kind of understand. Coming into number 8, we have the Smoke of the Claremont. Out in Berkeley, California, there is an old historic hotel called the Claremont. The original hotel was built in the 1800s, but burnt down as a result of a fire. 10 years later, a new Claremont was built and opened. Great, except the smell of smoke has never left. It seems that smoky fragrances waft through the halls late at night. Oh, and if you travel to the 4th floor, you may or may not meet one of the victims of the fire, a little girl who particularly likes to hang out in room 422. Coming into number 7, we have the San Diego Chilapa. It seems that San Diego may be home to a creature in the ilk of the Chupacabra, Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, or the Abominable Snowman. I really like the word abominable. Abominable. Chilapa is said to be a creature that many say they've heard crying late at night. It's said that the beast stalks San Diego and feeds off the weak, including any children it can sink its teeth into, or homeless people unlucky enough to encounter the menace. 30 mysterious deaths seem to have been blamed on the creature. Although that being said, in February 2012, San Diego residents breathed a sigh of relief as they thought that the monster had washed up dead on Mission Beach. Have a little look at the pictures and tell me what you think. Honestly, I hope that there aren't any baby chulapas out there around willing to continue mummy or daddy's work, because that looks horrible. Abominable. Coming in at number 6, we have the Boy of Grouse Lake. I would love to go to Yosemite National Park and do some hiking, but of course the sprawling 3,000 square kilometer park is filled with myths and legends. Ever since the mid-1800s, reports of a wailing sound have been noted around Grouse Lake. It seems that in 1857, Yosemite's first park ranger Galen Clark heard the cries and went to investigate. It seems that Clark kept hearing the noises and thought that it may well be a dog or an animal, so decided to ask a local First Nations tribe if they had lost a dog or any member of livestock. Legend has it that they responded to tell him that actually it was no dog, and under no circumstances should he go near the water. Why? Well, it was haunted by a First Nations boy who had fallen in and drowned. To this day he is said to call out to those who pass by, but if anyone goes into the water to help him or investigate, he will grab their feet and pull them into the lake until they drown, just like he did. Coming into number 5, we have Toys R Us of Sunnyvale. I feel like Toys R Us have bigger issues than a Californian branch store haunting, what with its spate of closures, but nonetheless, the Sunnyvale, California location is said to be haunted by a poltergeist. Poltergeist in a kid's shop, honestly I can't think of anything worse. I actually actually used to work in a massive toy shop in London as a princess, long story, but sometimes we would do sleepovers for kids overnight, and there really is nothing scarier than a toy shop during the darkness, because your imagination kind of runs wild with all of the scenarios in which the toys could come to life and, like, I don't know, bite your ankles. Either way, scary, right? I think it's scary, but just ask the night staff here at this Toys R Us. Now, legend has it that the poltergeist came about after kids broke into the store and snatched an Ouija board off the shelves, holding an impromptu seance and accidentally unleashing a spirit. Spooky. Coming into number 4, we have the Albinos of Hicks Road. It seems that Hicks Road in San Jose is a strange place with an even stranger legend attached to it. Locals believe that the road, which runs between Los Gatos and Twin Creeks, is haunted not by ghosts but by so-called hostile albinos. Rumours of the clan began circulating in the 1970s, and it is said that they are violent to passers-by and will stop cars and attack people with improvised weapons. There aren't accounts of them murdering anyone, just generally displaying hostility and creepy behaviour. The legend says that they eat roadkill, and they have been spotted dragging away dead deer into the hills. Coming into number 3, we have Haunted Disneyland. Disneyland California opened in 1955 in Anaheim. Actually went twice with Landon and Danny 2 and 3 years ago. Here's a picture of us along with Michael McCrudden and Charlotte Dobre of I.O. We're having a lovely time. It's a good time. There are balloons. Despite it being the Magic Kingdom, the park is filled with urban legends. The most enduring is that actually Disneyland is haunted by the ghost of none other than Walt Disney himself, who is said to stalk the park at night. He's also said to regularly visit his old apartment above the fire station on Main Street. It is also said that the It's a Small World ride is haunted, with the dolls moving and switching places with others. Some say that the haunted house actually is haunted, not by one of the ghosts that it looks like are kind of there, but by a little boy. Apparently his ashes were scattered or something along those lines. Others say that the Secret Club 33 is the Illuminati headquarters. Honestly, Disneyland is so filled with urban legends, we've made a whole video about it, so you should check that out. Coming into number 2, we have the legend of the Black Dahlia. The death of Elizabeth Short was no legend, it actually happened. In 1947, the budding 23-year-old starlet was found cut in half and severely mutilated. Her killer had drained her blood and scrubbed her body clean and then laid it out meticulously. The case totally stumped the LAPD, with the lead investigator Brian Carr saying, "I just can't imagine someone doing that to another human being." The murder was front page news for months, and Elizabeth's connection with Hollywood made it glamorous in a very macabre way. The killer was never found, and her death is one of the oldest cold cases in LA. It was after she died that the rumours and the legends were born. Some say she was a high-class escort killed by a lover, some say she was involved with a satanic cult, and various news outlets had elaborated opinions on what had happened to her body. I guess we can't really go into it too much, but some think that she was covered in cigarette burns, and others say they think that she was forced to eat her own feces. Ugh. Somehow she was dubbed the Black Dahlia, and books were written about her. A 2006 movie was made about her starring Scarlett Johansson and Mia Kirshner. Finally, coming into number 1, we have the cursed Hotel Cecil. Some say that all 600 rooms of the Cecil Hotel are cursed. The building has now been rebranded the Stay on Main to avoid associations with its dubious past. The Black Dahlia herself was said to have drunk at the hotel before she met her grisly demise. There is a whole Wikipedia page about deaths and violence at the Cecil Hotel, and on a quick glance I count 16 grisly incidents, and those are just the reported ones. Many of the stories involve suicide by jumping from the top of the building, others involve poison. The hotel was also said to be the home of serial killers Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger. The hotel made headlines in 2013 when a Canadian tourist, Elisa Lam, went missing after staying there. A video was posted of her from an elevator security camera by police, as this was the last time she was seen alive. Now, the video is actually very scary to watch. She's seen acting exceptionally strangely, very strangely indeed. She presses a number of the buttons in the elevator and the doors fail to close. She's seen peering out of the elevator and looking really scared scared. She's then seen trying to hide in the corner. She then exits the elevator and seems to be pleading with someone invisible outside of the door. The footage ends with her walking out of shot and the elevator door opening and closing a number of times. On the 19th of February, her body was found by hotel maintenance workers who had come to investigate issues with the hotel water pressure. Now it seems that she was dead in the water tank and had been dead for weeks. The water tank was used for drinking and bathing water for other hotel guests, so bleh. What happened to Alyssa, and is the hotel cursed? I'm gonna go with, I don't know, sounds like it. So that was the top 10 scary California urban legends part 3. What did you think to this list? Which of these did you find the scariest? Do let me know in the comment section down below. Before I go, I'm just gonna read some comments from the top 10 scary childhood memory stories part 3. You guys seem to really be enjoying this video. It's only been up for an hour and it's already had 15,000 views, so woof. Mysterion said, "This was one of your best videos, Rebecca. I really like your videos. Please do more." Thank you very much. Raven Fountain said, "I love that shirt. Aw, by the way, you and me have the same initials, lol. So awesome. Thank you." Yeah, thank you very much for the compliment on my shirt. I love it too. And we do have the same initials, but your name's Raven Fountain, which is like much cooler. Michael Batts had some thoughts on the scary story from my family. He said, "Colin's experience sounds like what is called an apport. Supposedly, spirits get fascinated with tech and sometimes take things in order to study them. Then, when they're finished, they bring the object back and put it back where they got it from. Apports have been studied for a very, very long time." Very interesting. I need to look into that. Thank you. So guys, that was that. If you like this video, please do make sure you leave a good old thumbs up and share it with a friend. Check out the links in our description box to our most amazing Instagrams and stay tuned for more most amazing videos. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate and I'll see you soon. Bye!